Okay, who's in a Facebook scroll? Hello, friends. Hey, if you're on a Facebook scroll, just stop and join me here. Maybe you'll get some good understanding from parent to parent. It's nighttime, and I was putting my kids to bed, and it was an enjoyable process for me, which got me thinking about all the years it was not an enjoyable process. So let me give you a little insight on why it was not an enjoyable process for me. First of all, I had babies back to back. And when you have babies back to back, there's years of sleep deprivation, years of interrupted sleep. And when those add up and you give so much during the daytime to your babies, for me, I would be spent by a certain amount of time, right? I'm glad you identify. Spent, done, no more to give. Mama's cranky hour has arrived, and if you're not in bed, the yelling will ensue because I've used up all the good parts of the day for me. So that meant that bedtimes was not enjoyable. And so for years, I did not sing to my children. I was so tired. There was no voice left to give for them. So I didn't sing to them. I really wanted to. I really tried. But either I was out of breath because I was pregnant with the next baby or tired or, how it goes. So as I was just there tonight with them, I was thinking, wow, my husband was off driving someone to the airport and I was at home and I got to do the nighttime routine. And I'm telling you, right, reading books? I didn't read books to my kids for bedtime. It was maybe a bath because we like to play in the water all day long. So bath times are actually a really good diversion during the daytime. So maybe a bath at night. Otherwise it was jammies, I love you, kiss, here's the covers, close the door. That's what I could pull off. And then after they were asleep, I would go and sit in front of the TV because this was before social media ever became a big thing. And I would watch something and eat my chocolate chips with nuts and raisins. And that was my coping hour. Other mamas grab a glass of wine. One was chocolate chips. I did this for years. Anyway, it's wonderful to go back and forgive and love myself and just really put my heart over my shoulder, my heart chakra, and just say, I forgive myself for all those years I didn't want to put my babies to bed. I just wanted to pop them in their bed and say, just please go to sleep. Just please don't need me anymore. And then tonight, to be in a place where I took care of myself all day long. In fact, if I can get myself a short nap or a meditation in the afternoon, it refuels me enough to go through the evening hours without getting cranky. So then it can be 10 o'clock at night and I can have more to give. And I wanted to give more. So that's why I'm on here to talk to you and to share with you. There is hope. It is so wonderful. There is hope. So I have some little ones that will say, I'm tired, I want to go sleep, and go jump into bed themselves. I have 2 of them. Out of 7, I have 2 that will put themselves to bed. And I love it. And then I have 2 that will want to stay up at all hours. And I'm like, look, if you're going to stay up, you have to do chores. Seriously, the other night, my oldest wanted to stay up when I was like, fine, clean the kitchen. You can stay up as long as you want. And then I was with her for a little bit of that. I was like, can I just make an addendum? Midnight, please just turn off the lights at midnight. I might become a cranky monster if you stay up past midnight. But then to tonight, the magic of tonight. So it has been my dear husband who has done the bedtime routine for everybody. It was this beautiful match made in heaven. I will have the baby. When the baby's about 2, I'm already pregnant with the next one. The 2-year-old loves daddy and daddy takes care of bedtime. End of story, right? As soon as they're done nursing, daddy's in charge of bedtime. It's beautiful. Well, now my baby's 2 and there's no more. And so I if I'm careful with my days, I have enough to give at bedtime. And I just went one by one. So I took the youngest and I put her in her jammies and snuggled her in a bed and read her a story. And I said, okay, your sister will be here soon. I love you. Good night. But I left the light on and I left. And then I went into the next room. The kid's already asleep. He crawled into bed. He knows the routine. He's out. So I just give him a kiss. And then I go into the next room. And in that room, I've got 2 more higher maintenance kids for bedtime. Mommy, will you lay with me? Mommy, will you read me a story? Mommy, will you sing to me? I mean, they want the whole 9 yards. So they're in a bunk bed. So I go to the bottom and I sit and bloop, 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 bloop. I mean, the little chatterbox starts, right? And then you can see the chatter starting to end. So you give her one more kiss and go to the top. And you go to the top, and they have been waiting patiently. And then I start reading to them. And by then, they're like snoring through the story. And I'm like, yes, I kept it together. I stayed happy. I stayed calm through the whole process. It's lovely. So lovely. So, win for tonight. Embrace the wins. Love yourself when it's not quite what everyone else on mommyhood says that they're doing for bedtime. Like, yeah, I didn't read to my kids. I haven't really read to my kids for a long time. Like, their lives. We'll sit down and read a story every so often, but if they want to read a story, they get on grandma's lap for a story. That's what grandmas are so good for. When we were living out of state, it was grandmas who came to visit that would read them stories, and that's their time. And I'm like, yay, you have a bonding moment with my baby. You keep that. I will not take that away from you. But it doesn't stop them from wanting to have a story. So if mommy sits on the ground, a story will come. So enjoy your bonding moments with your babies. And all of the love that comes, they do grow up. You're right. They grow up really fast. And they do want to eat us up. And just like we sometimes want to eat them up and then get bogged down in just the to-dos of life. Remember, don't be a human doing. Be a human being. Be with your kids. Be in the moment. I think outside of bedtime today, my favorite moment was just sitting on the grass outside and watching the kids play. Watching them yell at each other. Watching them work it out. Just observing and enjoying the fresh air and my kids playing outside. So that was so fun. Enjoy your night. And I'm cheering for all of you. Thanks for joining me on. I'm really glad my goal always is to bring more light and coziness to the Facebook experience, to make it uplifting in case someone's on here looking for something to lift them up, help them feel a little bit better, and enjoy it. So, thanks. Good night.